Today we have just heard a big loud crash over there. Today we have a short day, so I thought this creek right here, I wouldn't even call it a creek. This has water only during the winter. And I've been wanting to check this out, and I thought today we only got a short amount of time, so let's check this little gully, see if it's got any gold. Now, a couple things we got to look for before we even start, looking for gold is there river gravel in here, or is this just bedrock that's come into this gully? Now, I do know that upstream there are several, quite a ways up the hill, there are several lode mines. The plan is, let's take a look at it, then we'll see if we can find some bedrock. Find some bedrock, we'll dig out a crevice if we can find one of those, and just get an idea of what we got here. Okay, got short time, so let's get to work. Now if you look at our gravel here, like this rock here, these are all pretty much local rock. But now down in here, we've got rocks. They're not real river worn, but they are worn pretty good. And this has definitely got quartz in it. A lot of quartz rocks, but I see no river gravel. Now the fact that there's no river gravel, the only thing that means is two things. Number one, this is not cutting through an old tertiary channel, and it dries up in the summer. So the only time it has to wear on the gravel is during the winter, during the snow melts and all that. So we know now we're looking for quartz rocks with gold in them, or little pieces of gold. So, and we do not know if there's gold in here large enough to detect. So let's see if we can find some bedrock, find a crack so we can do a test pan and get a little better feel for this. Well, I've discovered one problem we're going to have is places to put the camera. This thing is steep and it's hard to find spots to set the camera up. But right here I have, actually it's a pretty good looking crevice. So I'm going to grab the crevice tool, the pan, let's clean this out, do a little panning, just get a feel for what's in here. We got good packed gravel. Now, I don't think there's been a lot of people up in here, so that part's good. And we do have some rock packed in here, so this is going to be a not necessarily a good example if there's gold, but this will give us a good example of what the black sand looks like. If there is, there may not even be any black sand, but we can get an idea of just what's in here. We got a fairly decent pan full of gravel, and we got some, I wouldn't say well-worn rocks, but we got some worn rocks in here, so hopefully this will give us a good idea of what's happening here. Well, the good news is we don't have to go far to pan. And yes, this water is cold. Now when you're checking out a new spot, I should be using a green pan, so I can see the black sand a lot better, but I didn't want to hike that big old pan all the way up here. Okay, now the gravel seems real light to me. Okay, let's see if we got anything in here. I see 2 little pieces of gold. Now hopefully you can see the 2 pieces right here. And kind of what I was expecting, they look pretty coarse. Well, this is good news and bad news. We have gold. That's the good news. The bad news is they're really, really small. So I don't know if there's anything here that the detector is going to be able to pick up or not. What I think I'll do is I'm going to grab the detector. I'll detect where we dug this out of. And then all the spots I can see that, where the water's run over the bedrock, I'll run the detector over that and just see if we get any targets at all. You never know. We could be digging in the worst spot in the creek, or we could be digging in the best spot in the creek. You don't know till you do a little exploring, so I'm going to grab the detector and do a little exploring. Well, it looks like we got a target up a little bit higher, kind of under this boulder, but I can get to it. So grab some tools, do a little digging. But this spot looks like a good little catch. Actually, this looks like a really good little catch. Now you don't want to get rid of any of the rocks you dig out until we know the target's in the pan. Because as of right now, we're still looking for low gold. And it could very well be in one of these rocks. Okay, let's see if we moved it. It took me a good half hour or 45 minutes, but I finally got it in the pan. So let's pan it out, see what we got. Same as before, still light fluffy stuff. I don't see any black sand. Here we got. Well, we got a little bit of gold, and we got, that's the target. And the target's lead. So you can see about the same as before. Small pieces, but pretty coarse. And then here's our target. As you can see where I scratched it here is definitely lead, but that's been down there quite a while. Well, I'm going to clean these up with the snuffer bottle. Throw my chunk of lead, which is my nugget so far, in the bottle. And then I'm going to grab the metal detector, head on up this hill. It kind of levels out a little bit way up there. No way I can take the camera. So I'm going to run up, take a look. And this plays like a jungle. That's a vine. It gets really huge down there. But that heads on up into the tree, way up there. I'll tell you what, I got a little warm hiking up there. I didn't get any targets at all. There's not a lot of bedrock, but I messed up because I didn't take the pan with me, and there was a couple of decent looking crevices that I think we might be able to get some gold out of, because we know there's gold here, but we don't know if there's anything big enough for the metal detector to pick it up. So I'm out of time right now, so we got to get out of here because I still got a half hour hike back to the Jeep. So I'm thinking we're going to come back, do a little more exploring, because we know that at least there's a little bit of gold here. And we can only work this time of year while there's water coming down the hill. Okay, well, I don't think we got enough gold away, but we'll give it a go. So I'll see you back at the house. Back at the house, and you guessed it, it's the next day. Well, I got that gold cleaned up, sitting over there by the scale. Don't think there's enough to weigh, but we'll give it a go. .05, it did move. I can't believe we made the scale move. Not much, but it did move. Well, I really enjoyed going up that gully. It was nice to do something a little different. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm getting kind of burnt out trying to find gold along the creek, and the snow still got us down the hill. So I think next trip out, I'm not going to go back to that one yet. There's a couple other ones. There's an area that I'm really kind of interested in. I think we'll go up, do a little exploring, and cover exactly what I look for when I'm trying to find a new area to look for gold. Okay, well, that's pretty much all I got on this one, so I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.